It is 12:15, so you know what time it is. Of course, fix the hair because it is Curtis Collings presents the Sports Hour. And I'm really excited about today because it is the first time that we've gotten to do this together, a live Blue Jays watch along, because today the game against the Pirates starts at 12:35. So we got 20 minutes to talk about some AEW Dynamite tonight and the implications that's going to have on Forbidden Door, and then we hop into the Blue Jay game from last night while we do our watch along. So I'm really excited for today. So first things first, AEW Dynamite. Looking into, the show, I'm very excited for it. It is in Scotland because, of course, Forbidden Door is in the O2 Arena in London. So they're going to be in Scotland tonight in the OVO Arena, and it is sold out. At least it looks like there are no tickets available, maybe like a handful. It is beautiful, and it's going to be an amazing crowd for what looks like an amazing show. So, I'm not sure what we're going to start with, but I know AEW. I love the product, and I know what they usually do. So, we're going to make some predictions tonight. Why not? I think it's going to start off with the promo segment and then the Jon Moxley match because it's always Jon Moxley. And I think we're going to kick it off with either, I think you know me. And then Cope and Christian come out and do their talky talk and whatnot. But more likely, I think we're going to get the Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley talking segment, which will then lead into the Jon Moxley and Jet Speed and Death Riders match, which we will get into, which I think will be the first match of the card because they always love to start with Moxley and Jet Speed. It's been 2 weeks in a row now, so why not make it three? As Jet Speed with Hiroshi Tanahashi face off against the Death Riders. That's Mox, Claudio, and Yuta with Marina Shafir in their corner, which I think is so exciting. I mean, sure, bad knees and all, Hiroshi Tanahashi is still a legend and still gets the respect he deserves. So we're gonna give him that respect. I'm really looking forward to this too because Jet Speed's been putting on great matches with Moxley these last 2 weeks in singles competition. So very excited to see what they will do in a trios match. And I think just trios will bring the best out of guys like Tanahashi, who are a little older and a little more injured and on their retirement tour. And we're getting to see Tanahashi, which I think is just, it's awesome. The guy's a legend. That's the biggest thing here. We also have what I think will be after this. Maybe. We'll see. For now, I think we're just going to go through the card. Women's tag match, which looks really exciting as well. And I think I predicted this on the show here, either Saturday or I predicted it Monday or Tuesday, or I was talking to my dad, one of the two. But I predicted it was going to be Mercedes Moné and Athena facing off against Alex Windsor and, of course, Toni Storm, the AEW Women's Champion. And we are now going to be getting that tonight. That is a marquee matchup. That is four main event women who are at the top of their game right now. I'm really like that's huge. That's something that you should get excited about. This is like seeing Kenny Omega and Hangman Page face off against like Okada and Takeshita. Like these are big names. Like these are huge names. Their faces, their heels, they're the top ones of the women's division right now. I mean, I'm gonna put Alex Windsor in that conversation just because she's in that right now. I think she will fall back to whatever the women's mid card is. Even I think below the TBS sphere, but I think she's still a good character. Is getting run with Toni Storm, which I mean, if you're getting run with Toni Storm, you gotta be pretty good. I mean, the only people that have so far have been people like Mariah May and like Thunder Rosa was with her for a bit, so it's pretty big. Of course, we just saw Megan Bayne wrestle her, which we all kind of thought that she was going to lose, and of course Mercedes Moné. So with Alex Windsor tagging with her now, it's it's pretty big. So I think this should be a really good match for what will be the go home show. Either this, I don't know when or if there's going to be collision. I didn't look into that. I was just invested on this Dynamite. So this is the go home Dynamite. So they should put together something pretty fun. Go home because, of course, Toni Storm is facing Athena for the AEW Women's World title at Forbidden Door, and Mercedes Moné is facing off against Alex Windsor, and then two other ladies, one from CMLL and one from Stardom, for her TBS title, and she's going to win that and stay 7 or 8 belt Moné, whichever one she is. Now, Saturday, we had the beatdown of Brody King and Bandito, aka Brodito. And this was leading into what's going to be happening tonight, which is the final of the Eliminators Tag Team Tournament, which is going to be Brodito, which is Brody King, and Bandito facing off against FTR, the Living Legends, 7-star FTR, who are going to win this match. I mean, they're the GOATs. I love Brodito. I loved everything they've been doing, but it's FTR. They're the GOATs. I don't see a universe where FTR doesn't win this match, go on to face the Hurt Syndicate, win those titles, and then eventually lose the titles to Cope and Christian at All Out. I don't see a universe where that doesn't happen, and I am proud to say that I'm going to be live at All Out in Toronto, which is very close to surpassing 10K ticket sales. Very proud to say that I'm going to be there. And I'm going to see that moment where Cope and Christian win the big one. The big, of course, tag titles in this instance. So that's what I got for, the tag title eliminator, which I think, it's been excellent so far. I think this has been, some of their best work. It's been really helping the television just be as excellent as it possibly can be. So, absolute win, I think, for AEW. I'm trying to hold back a sneeze right now. Oh, it's going to come, but I can't stop it. There we go. System's been cleared out. Anyways, the tag tournament, been excellent. And so, yeah, I think FTR is going to win it. And yeah, so as much as I love Brodito, I think it's time for them to split up again. I think it's time for Bandito to go back to being the ROH World Champion and putting on bangers. And I think it's time for, I hopefully think that Buddy is going to be healthy soon so the Hounds of Hell can reunite. So we'll see. Or Hounds of Hell, excuse me. Hounds of Hell can reunite. I probably said that wrong. And then the last thing that I do know is announced, other than the Christian and Cope talking segment, is a talking segment with Hangman Adam Page, our men's world champion. Maybe this kicks off the show, maybe this closes the show, who knows, but it looks like an absolute banger of a show tonight, and one that I would highly recommend tuning into. I just think that they're on such a roll. I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is some of the best television that any major company, any wrestling company has put out. And dare I say, just any television show. Because this is like special programming, week in, week out. And it's 2 hours every week. Every single week. And they tell so many different stories. And all of them have been clicking. You know what? We're going to sit here. We're going to sit here and we're going to rack our brains trying to think about AEW storylines that aren't working right now. Because I'm liking all of them. Really, I am. And I'm biased, of course. And I know I'm biased. I'll be biased maybe till the day I die. If we're, being honest out there. But we could go through the Forbidden Door card, look at the storylines going on, and say, is this hitting or is this missing? Okay, Zack Sabre Jr. facing off against Nigel McGuinness with Danny in his corner, and this is where I smell a Danny Garcia heel turn after the match ends. Danny Garcia goes to shake his hand and then clobbers him. Either way, in my eyes, even if that doesn't happen, this is a good storyline. I think Hurt Syndicate facing off against, in my eyes, FTR, but whoever wins the tag match on Wednesday, I think that's a great storyline. I think it's been working. And I feel like Hurt Syndicate not being so much involved, meaning not having 10-minute promo segments where they don't really say anything, is helping because a lot of fans were complaining about that. Not me personally. I like it. I smile and find joy in it. But yeah, I see what they mean. Not progressing the plot very much when they do that. But that's why I think it's working. So 2 for 2 so far. Copeland and Christian Cage facing off against Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. I think this has been awesome. I think this is everything it needs to be. 3 for 3. The Mercedes Moné, Alex Windsor, and then the other two ladies facing off for the TBS Championship. Again, working. I'm really liking the Alex Windsor and Mercedes Moné back and forth, and now Toni Storm's involved. And the tag match that's going to be happening tonight, win. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for 4 right now. We got Kyle Fletcher facing off against Takahashi. That's also going to be a really exciting match, a really good match. Slower, I mean, a bit more of a rush build because it was literally announced. I think that was last week, but it was still in a banger match and it's still set up really well. And I think it's going to be a great match. And I'm a huge fan of Kyle Fletcher. He's been cutting really good promos and supporting Takeshita, who won the G1. And that's not really part of this story. I just thought I'd mention it. In my eyes, 5 for 5. I could see why some people would complain about this, especially if you don't know who Takahashi is, who is one of the best junior heavyweights of all time. That's fair. But, I mean, if you watch Forbidden Door, I'm sure they're going to do a good job of building up who he is. And if you've watched AEW for years, you know who he is. If you're new to it, then, of course, yes, I kind of wish they would do more explaining, but that's just me. And now we get into the fun stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quadruple main event? Yeah, a quadruple main event. This is unreal. This is unreal. Okay, so all of that was the mid-card. The 4 main events, okay? Toni Storm versus Athena for the AEW Women's World Championship. That's a W. This has been a phenomenal build. Really fun promos between the two ladies. I know my dad, he's a huge Athena fan now because she's now getting showcased on AEW Dynamite. Big one. Kazuchika Okada facing off against Swerve Strickland. They're for sure going to have a face-off tonight. For sure something's going to happen between these two. Talk about another win. That's been a lot of fun. There could be more substance, but I think Swerve's road to redemption to being that singles main event guy, and I think he could legit win this. I like it. Good build. It's going to be a great match. And then, of course, the AEW Men's World Championship with Hangman Adam Page facing off against MJF, my two favorite wrestlers in the entire company. This is a W. Bias or not, it's a W. And I don't care what you say. I know some people will say that they wish that MJF would hold on to that contract longer and use it in his character. And some people, including me, wish that it was with the Hurt Syndicate longer. But c'est la vie. It was not meant to be. Here we are. And I enjoy the pivot, I guess. I don't know if it's a pivot. Maybe this was planned all along. And then that main event match, we got Darby Allin, Hiroshi Takahashi. Tanahashi. Oh my goodness. Look at me saying names wrong. Let me restart this. Darby Allin, Hiroshi. Yeah, that's right. Oh my. Okay. Let me take a second. Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi facing off against Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Gabe Kidd, and Matt and Nick Jackson, the young jobbers. Very, very exciting. Very, another W of a lead-in to the pay-per-view. I mean, this story's been cooking. Moxley trying to absolutely kill Darby, and Darby now trying to kill Moxley in return from what was happening months ago. It looks like it's going to be awesome. The Scottish sellout crowd is going to be awesome. And yes, the London crowd will be amazing for the O2. I think this is going to be a contender for show of the year. but it cannot be number one. It will probably come top three, legitimately. We'll see because it looks really, really good. I think All In is gonna be number one no matter what because of the jubilation of Hangman winning, the one of the most special moments in the history of wrestling. And then I think that All Out maybe takes a run for that top three. I know Double or Nothing was amazing, even though Mox didn't drop the title because there was no match because that was Anarchy in the Arena. So for Double or Nothing was also amazing, so that's a big contender for top three. But I think this will be up there. We are 4 minutes away from first pitch in the Blue Jay game. And so this might take a little speed running. I mean, of course, they never actually start the game on time. It says it's going to be 12:35, but me and you, we both know that that is not going to be the case. So let's get into yesterday's game. Huge win, just as the doctor ordered. I promised you that we'd take 2 out of 3. We'd take 2 and lose a tough one. We lost our tough one to start, and now we're going to take these final 2. So here are some of the statistics. This was great. This was so much fun. 7-3, never once in doubt. As we went up 3-0 in the first inning and then 5-0 in the top of the second. The Pirates would make it 5-1 in the bottom of the second on the only run that Max Scherzer, would give up. And speaking of him, let's talk about him for a bit. Because Max Scherzer would pitch 6 innings of 1-run ball and is very seriously giving Chris Bassett, in my mind, a run for being that third playoff starter in that 3-man rotation. I've seen fans online saying that Max Scherzer should get that first playoff game. He should be pitcher 1. And honestly, when you look at the stats, maybe he should be. Because this guy's been lights out lately. All season, the most runs he's given up is 4, and it was to the Yankees. But in this latest stretch, he's gone 6 innings with 1 run, 7 innings of 1-run ball, 6 innings 2 runs, 6 innings 1 run, 7 innings 3 runs, but 11 strikeouts. If he can deliver that in the playoffs, we're going to win a lot of games. And it's simple as that. The only problem is rest and his older arm. I don't know if he can do a 3-pitcher rotation. That's a lot to ask. But back to the game. The Blue Jays would go on to score 2 more runs in the 7th inning to make it 7-1. The Pirates would score 2 more times to make it a 7-3 win. And I know it's a blowout win. We should be celebrating that. But why is our bullpen giving up runs? Always. Every single game. Why can they not just shut it down? Shout out Jeff Hoffman. He didn't allow any runs. But Varland and Nance, you guys. I've called out Varland before, which sucks because I liked him for that first game he played for us. But Varland and Nance. Varland gets 1 earned run, and Nance gets 1 run that was unearned. Which, again, just 2 runs against that were unnecessary. Feel completely necessary. So that's the stuff that has to tighten up in the playoffs that just can't continue. Because if we have a lot of games where we only score 3 runs, we cannot be giving up 2 runs to end the game. So say Max Scherzer goes 6 innings, gives up 2 earned runs, and we score 3. In the 7th, 8th, and 9th, do we really trust our bullpen to not give up 3 runs and have us lose 5-3 or 5-4? I don't personally. I don't right now. Not at the current moment. Maybe they get hot in September and prove me wrong, but I'm worried. But that's the only worry. The bats have been electric. To talk about that, we'll talk about our 3 stars from yesterday's game. For me, it was George Springer with a 2-run blast, Kirk with a 1-run single and a 2-run home run of his own, and Nathan Lucas with a 2-run single. So great game all around from the Blue Jays. Exactly what I had hoped it would have been. Um, you love when your team delivers. That's the biggest thing. And we're now officially at 74 wins on the season. 74 and 53, which, if you remember what we were talking about yesterday, the Brewers and the Cubs had a doubleheader. That was either yesterday or the day before, and that was yesterday. And we talked about how the Brewers had a chance to become the first team to get to 80 wins this season. They lost both. So there's still a chance, but they're 79 and 47, which is so good. I think they're right there. But the Blue Jays at 74 and 53, not quite not even the second best team in the league anymore. The Tigers have passed us up once again, but third best is something I will absolutely take. Of course, yeah, so the Brewers 79 47, Tigers 75 and 53, Blue Jays 74 and 53. So with a win today, we could tie up with the Tigers, but then the Tigers do play later on. But that's neither here nor there. The important thing is we have a chance to pass them up, and that is what matters at the end of the day. So we're getting close to the game. Of course, it is 12:36. The game was scheduled to start a minute ago, and as I promised, it would not start on time because I know what I'm talking about. And because if the players are in warm-ups, then I will make a little advertisement saying we are live broadcasting this. So ready? Um, there we go. And now I'm on my phone, live broadcasting the Blue Jays game starting now. Join the stream. Because, a little bit of advertisement a little bit of advertisement after we talk about wrestling. Because I don't need everyone in the world to be, you know, forced to listen to me talk about wrestling. It's not that I feel bad. I think everyone should know and care about AEW in the world, but not everyone else agrees with me. Screw them. But, some people will really enjoy watching the Blue Jays with me. So we love those people. We want those people to actually join the stream. So we're going to put it on Snapchat. We're going to put it on Twitter and, see who joins because why not? Because I'm really looking forward to this Blue Jay game. Really hope we win. Because obviously I've been talking so much about winning too against the Pirates here. And if we don't, I'm going to be... I'm legitimately a little upset. A little upset, I won't lie, if we don't take this game against the Pirates. And now we're doing our Twitter post to make it official, as the Blue Jay game is just getting underway. We're very excited about this, as it should be a ton of fun. That's the only thing that I'm really because we're not facing against Paul Skeens, I'm actually excited about the game. Because, that first game was a little bit of a tough watch in comparison to the second game. Well, especially in comparison to the second game. The second game was hilariously easy in comparison. Let's see if I know what the Blue Jays hashtag is. Is it rise up? Is it lights up? Let's find out. Yeah, it's lights up, let's go. Oh, there we go. We'll see who joins the stream now for a little bit of fun with the Blue Jay game. It's going to be my first time actually doing a, live watch along for a game. Just figuring out where to do it. Usually I feel like Google's pretty good for it. I guess because the game is still in warm-ups, not, it hasn't really popped up on Google quite yet because A solo shot from George Springer puts us into the lead already. Are you kidding me? That quick. That quick. We're already winning. Show me it. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe Google is not the way to do this. Maybe Google is too slow because this has already been updated on Real, um, which, you know, the best app for watching sports live. This is unreal, I should say. Um, Update it because, George Springer home run. I'm kind of. This is like Google. What are we doing here? This is really sad from Google. This is bad performance. Um, Google apparently has like just this, which is very sad. Well, there we go. There we go. This is what we wanted. This is what we're looking for. It's MLB.com game day. Here we go. Um, we're learning together, okay? A lot's going on. Um, but Kirk is up right now in the order with two outs against and the top of the first. We're already winning. We'll see if we could pull up that highlight. Takes first pitch for a ball. We'll take that. Kirk has been so electric this season. 296 and a 771 OPS for our starting catcher. A guy that, admittedly, I've written off. I know a lot of people have also written off. So really cool to see him like really balling out this season as he fouls off the second pitch, a slider inside to Alejandro Kirk as the infield shifted slightly over to the right, looking over at the shortstop, but more or less standard for what we're looking at. As it looks like something happened, but it's not letting us know. Um, this is a weirdly long pause. A ball, okay. This is a weirdly long pause in the action here, but you'll see it fly in here. It takes a ball just low. As, yeah, I was like, I swear 20 seconds has passed for the pitch clock. But no. Either way, here we are. Kirky takes a little timeout here as, yeah, coming up after Kirk will be Dalton Varsho, who again has been excellent this season. Um, and then after him, Ty France, our new addition. So we'll see how he can do as the fourth pitch, just outside the strike zone, fouled off by Kirk. And the fifth pitch comes in as well. This one also. Oh no, this one a swinging strike as Kirk is done. As we're getting an ad, shout out to the Blue Jays. Um, well, I guess they get free advertising. Actually, you know what I can do? Not a bad outing for the Blue Jays there. You don't get free ads on my channel. um, we'll see what the Blue Jays do pitching wise. Of course, starting today, and coming in for the game is going to be Chris Bassett, who I just talked about Scherzer potentially taking the job of. So we'll see. But the top of the first, very successful for our Blue Jays. George Springer mashes a home run to put us on the board and put us ahead, obviously. 1-0 for the Blue Jays. And then after him batting second, that was also the first batter of the game on what was, long at bat. The 10th pitch of his at bat, he hammered out of there. Wow, George Springer, making him work. So that's 10 pitches there. Addison Barger batting second. 4 pitches, grounds out to second. So that's 14 pitches. And then we got Bo Bichette, 3-pitch strikeout. Unfortunate. Unfortunate for Bo. Yikes. The second one was really inside, a bad one to swing at, but the other two were in the zone, so we can't blame him for swinging at that. But we're up to 17 pitches now, and then Alejandro Kirk, 5 pitches, does strike out, but that's 22 pitches in 1 inning. If my math and counting skills are correct. There's a very good chance that they're not, but we will see as we head in to the bottom of the first inning. Leading off for the Pirates is Ronnie Simon. Ronnie Simon this season has taken 64 at-bats. He's a newcomer on the scene, very clearly. But in that time that he's been in the league, he's batting a .219. His on-base plus slugging is a .547 as he fouls off the first pitch, a sinker high in the zone. He's got 14 pitches in his 64 at-bats with 6 RBIs, which is not a bad rate if you're being honest, and 8 runs to go along with it. This is a guy that's bringing value to the team while not being, the biggest of names. He's playing second base today, and he's a switch hitter, so this is why we're seeing him in the lefty box. He's had 11 strikeouts to go with his 14 hits, 8 walks. So not a bad ratio, not a great ratio. As he fouls off the second pitch, another sinker. This one catching the outside part of the zone. A beautiful pitch coming in from Chris Bassitt. Chris Bassitt trying to prove to me and a lot of other fans why he should be getting the starting playoff job, and he sits him down. Called strike. The fastball reaching 91.8 miles per hour finds the outside edge. Thank you, umpire, because it looks like it was a strike. Correct call made, and we're on to the next batter. Good stuff there. As facing off now, Chris Bassitt going to be going against Nick Gonzalez, the righty, going into this. Also a second baseman. So maybe I was wrong about where. Maybe I was wrong. No, Simon, is playing right field. Currently looking right now at, Nick Gonzalez. Am I just wrong intentionally? No. Nick Gonzalez, who is the starting second baseman. Of course, in my defense, Simon does play second base. He is listed as a second baseman, but is the right fielder for today's game. As a missed bunt comes in here, the sinker kind of fooling him. Of course, that's the perfect spot to put a pitch for a bunt. I mean, he missed it, but if you put it even more inside, maybe you get a free out. As there is strike 2, a 72.9 mile per hour sweeper, bringing him the opposite of the heat, bringing him the chills as he sends that down and fouls it off, and 1 pitch away, 1 strike away from sending him down and getting the second out of the first inning. Chris Bassitt will get a called strike again, 2 in a row to sit him down. That's 2 strikeouts to start the game for a guy that just might be our final starter for the playoffs. That is a beautiful start to this game as he's now facing off against his biggest challenge of the season so far, Bryan Reynolds. One of the better players that Pittsburgh has. It's him and O'Neal, of course. O'Neal Cruz, who are their best players. Bryan Reynolds this season, 471 at-bats, takes pitch 1 for a ball. 471 at-bats. That's the 23rd most in baseball. This is a guy who gets reps. He's slugging, He is batting a 244 average, which is the 109th best in the MLB, that's no slouch with how many players are in baseball. He has 115 hits with 62 RBIs and 13 home runs, as a swinging strike on a cutter just above the zone will make the count 1-1. His OPS this season is 699, which is 127th best in the league. He has 138 strikeouts to just 36 walks. That might be the worst stat of his, as he takes, as he swings at a pitch that he will foul off. He does have a lot of total bases, which means he's getting on base and, getting extra base hits. Good for him. 188 total bases, 66th in the league. But, Chris Bassett, he's a shark who smells blood in the water. On a 1-2 count, cannot sit him down. Ball above the zone, but I still love the position we're in. 2-2 is the count. Of course, if he's able to get this big strikeout here, he strikes out the side, and we go back to, offense looking pretty. And, of course, I'm going to go onto Twitter and look for that George Springer home run. So hopefully we can watch it together as the ball is hit into play. No out, as he is able to advance to first on a single. Unable to. Not even a single, a double. Lined into left field. I thought, maybe there was a chance that the, left fielder was able to get over to it. But no. That is a huge double. And that's my bad. I'm sorry, Chris Bassett. I gave you the caster curse. I'll try not to do that again, as former Blue Jay Spencer Horwitz is on deck. He's in the batter's box. Set to face off against Chris Bassett. The first pitch, which should come in any minute now, high and outside, four-seam fastball. And I appreciate it. Austin, this is definitely something I would definitely timestamp this and be like, hey, check this out. As Bassett steps off, it seems like Brian Reynolds is giving him a lot of issues on second base there. And this is when the color commentator would jump in and add a little bit of something. As the next pitch comes in, you'll see it right now. Ball down low. But of course, it is just me here with my Blue Jay banner. Hopefully, adding a third one of these World Series titles to the list sometime soon. I won't curse them any further than I am already. As the 2-0 pitch comes in. That one is fouled away. Just playing some keep away right now from Spencer Horwitz. The lefty coming into this game batting .256. Has 5 home runs on the year in 266 at-bats. So not getting quite as much run as the everyday MLBer, but still has 34 RBIs and 64 hits. A guy who doesn't strike out as much as some of the other players that we have seen so far. 59 strikeouts to 26 walks as the next pitch comes in and is outside. 3-1 is the count now. Of course, this is a dangerous hitters count that you just got to hope a guy like Spencer Horwitz doesn't do anything with, and Chris Bassett doesn't give him anything to do with it as he walks him to announce to put runners on first and second. As we see a question come in the chat, Dave Collings saying, how we feeling about Bieber starting Friday against the Marlins? And I am very excited about that. That is huge that we're going to be getting the big trade deadline acquisition, the starter that we got. I mean, a former Cy Young candidate coming in. I am worried, obviously, a little bit about his health, about if his arm can hold up. And this is his first run in a very long time, so hopefully he's good. But if you're a Blue Jay fan, there's no reason not to be excited. I mean, we've seen a resurgence from Max Scherzer, thank you, that, who knows, maybe we could see it from Shane Bieber as well. As Tommy Pham is up with 2 outs and runners on first and second, takes the first ball, a sweeper going 73.3 miles per hour outside to put him ahead in the count. As the next pitch comes in, it is in play. Runs are scoring as Tommy Pham most likely bat flipped the hell out of that because he hates the Blue Jays. I don't know why, but we all know he does. We're just waiting to see what the damage is right now. It's a 2-run double that is scorched into left, according to Real, as we go down in the game. And I have cursed Chris Bassett. This is all my fault. I'm so sorry. I will take the blame for this. I will. I'm a little broken up about this because this is my fault. I cursed him. I was so high on those first 2 strikeouts. I was saying about how I want him to be the playoff starter, and then it all crumbles immediately. It's only 2 runs. I know, and I get to be a biased fan right now because I'm not actually the play-by-play commentator here, but still, I'm a little devastated. I won't lie, as Swiniski lines out to Bo Bichette to get us out of the inning. Sorry, Blue Jays fans. That's on me. I was so high on Chris Bassett there. I thought he was pitching so well. And then he wasn't. And of course it was Tommy Pham that had to do it. Of all guys. Just disappointing. We're going to take this time to read some of the community comments here on Real about about how, Blue Jays fans are feeling right now. One of them is saying, you let 2025 Tommy Pham get a run, and then accuse Bassett of gambling, which is wild. Crazy crazy accusation. And that's just what you expect from fans online. I mean, this is just what you get. Obviously not. He did get us out of the inning. It could have been way worse. I mean, we won't, get our panties in a bunch. Everything's going to be okay. The offense will come alive. I believe it. But yeah, this is sad. This is bad as well. There's a bunch of words I could, use. Oh my goodness. And the fact that Eric Lauer was sent to the bullpen when he was just doing so amazing for us is a little disappointing. But, great long relief guy. Some people out here really hate Chris Bassett. Like, really hate them. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this is bad. I thought I was going to get to read a lot more of these. But no, I'm not. Which is disappointing. Anyways, back to the Blue Jay game. That didn't quite go how I hoped they would. People got really toxic really fast as Dalton Varsho takes the first pitch for a ball up in the zone. 2-1 is the score. I'm going to do a little... We're going to watch Tommy Pham scorch this ball. Oh, just outside the reach of a diving Addison Barger, as this ball was hit hard as Dalton Varsho hit the ball in play, but of course is in outs. To be more exact, if you want me to be more exact, I don't know if you really do. It was ground out to short. Disappointing, but leads to Ty France coming up. I mean, we know the deal with Dalton Varsho by this point. It's either going to be a home run or he's going to strike out or fly out, Big day for sneezes. As the first pitch to Ty France, our new acquisition, who again I've been liking personally, takes the first pitch for a ball. This was outside. Swings at the second pitch, foul ball. Oh my goodness, more sneezes, yeah. We love setting records around here. Delicious. Sorry about that. But we're back to the game, of course. A ball here. Good eyes here from Dalton Varsho. It takes a 94.6 mile per hour fastball. As those sneezes have slightly killed me. We're gonna hope for base runners. Really, uh, that's the biggest thing here. I'm a curse. I'm a curse. I'm sorry. I really am. I am. You can see it. But if you can't see it, say you're driving, say you're working out, say you're getting that pump in, and you're a little distracted. In play, not even. It was a foul ball. Um, Fly out to Spencer Horwitz at the first base side. Um, Quick two outs against Nathan Lucas. First pitch in, called a strike in the bottom of the zone. Of course, the starting pitcher for the Pirates today is Johan Oviedo. Coming into this game in 2025, has a win-loss of 0-0, a ERA of 18, 3 strikes, a 5 whip. I thought we were going to jump all over this guy. Clearly not. As we continue on with our game and our at-bat with Nathan Lucas, the lefty, up right now. The third pitch of the at-bat was a foul ball. A four-seam fastball, 93 miles per hour, catches up to it, but at the end of the day, goes behind in the count, and then strikes out on a swinging strike. That will be the inning for our Blue Jays. Still losing. The only offense we've generated so far was a one-run home run on the first batter of the game. The rest of this has, in all honesty, been quite sad, if we're being honest with each other. It goes home run, ground out, strikeout, strikeout. Ground out, pop out, strikeout. Come on. Come on. Let's get this offense going, guys. I mean, I am a Blue Jay fan, so I'm going to be a homer here. Let's get the offense going. What are we doing? Of course, I mean, I could read you the lineup for today's game because it is actually really ironic that I put Vladdy at the top of the screen because he's getting a rest day today. As we look at the lineup, it's George Springer batting first, Addison Barger second, Bo Bichette third. We already experienced that. Then we just saw Bo Bichette, Alejandro Kirk, Dalton Varsho, and then Ty France. You know what, let me restart this. I said that maybe the worst way I possibly could have. It's George Springer, Addison Barger, Bo Bichette, Alejandro Kirk, Dalton Varsho, Ty France, Nathan Lucas, David Schneider, and Andreas Jimenez. I don't know why I went with the first names there. I really tested myself, and I could have brain farted at any moment. So, coming up, it's going to be Schneider, Jimenez, and then Springer again. And we want to see Springer go yard again, because why not? Just go yard every at-bat for the rest of the season. Talk about being unrealistic. As we look at the at-bats going on right now. Of course, going into the bottom of the second, we got Jared Triolo, the right-handed bat for the Pirates, coming up right now. He's batting 191 on the season, which is most likely not even his weight. So come on, Bassett, let's attack this guy and let's get him out. The first pitch comes inside for a ball, not offered. Would like to see attack him. Maybe I should say don't attack him. Throw balls. Okay, nothing works. As the next pitch comes in and is a ball inside again. So maybe I should shut up because that's entertaining. Just come on, attack this guy. There we go. Strike in the zone, called strike. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not worried about him getting his bat on the ball. And even if he does, I'm not worried about where it goes. Ball. Outside. Maybe Bassett doesn't have it today. Maybe those 2 strikeouts to start the day lured me into a false sense of security, and he lulled me into a false sense of security. Maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe he was not. Maybe it's not his day. Maybe I'm panicking early because it is only 2 runs and a foul ball does come in. So he's staying alive at the end of the day here. I don't know. I'm very reactionary today. This is a game that I wanted them to come out and dominate and that's the expectations I came into, which I, of course, I'm screwing myself coming in with those expectations as we get another foul ball here. A sinker that was in the zone, a smart pitch, or a smart swing decision. Maybe I came in with too many expectations, but we're facing the lowly Pirates and we're already letting them get more offense, more hits, more chances off as another foul ball comes in. Man, this guy's staying alive, getting that pitch count up on Chris Bassett. It looks like this game is going to be a lot more of a test than I ever anticipated as the count sits at 3-2. You just gotta hope he gets him out, and there it is. Strikeout swinging. Just keep that up, and keep proving me wrong for being so reactionary. Steady the ship, and let's have a good game here. This is a dumb statement that came to my head, but this is what we're all about here in the sports media world is dumb statements. It's stuff like this that worries me. If we're facing off against good teams like the Yankees, if we're facing off against good teams like the Red Sox, like the Astros, like the Tigers, and that's just the American League. If we're facing off against teams like this, playing like this, I should say, they're gonna kill us. They will. There's no way. If we're performing like this, not jumping on opportunities early, these teams are going to kill us. Because for those teams, you give them an inch and they take a mile. So we got to be a team that does that too. We took a home run early in this game. You'd think that gives us the momentum to keep the offense going and jump all over their pitcher now. But no. Maybe when Springer comes back up, it'll be better. It's just... And it's also like, you would think getting an early offense, you would think it inspires your pitcher to then shut them down, but maybe it gets in the opponent's head that, hey, we got to come out hot now. And Tommy Pham has to deliver two-run double. I'm complaining as a flyout to center goes down. 2 easy outs for Chris Bassett. We quite like this. We're getting back into the groove. But again, we're in a lowly series against the Pirates. I'm always thinking ahead to the playoffs because we're at August 20th. And we're at the point now where games matter more than they ever have. And really, these games are becoming preseason games to the postseason. Because obviously, I mean, it's regular season, so shut up. But these are preseason to the postseason. These are all training games for us at this point. I feel like we should be winning most of the games from here on out for the rest of the season. That's just what this team has become, as the first 2 pitches in the at-bat to Peguero are a ball and then a strike. But I can't not think towards the playoffs, and I cannot think if we are in situations like this, early dogfights against the Pirates, that I'm worried about teams that are better than the Pirates. As the ground out gets us out of the inning, ends the second, and I will shut up on complaining, as that inning was actually pretty easy. Lickety split for Chris Bassett, who returns to form. Big recovery from that first inning. That got me legit worried for a minute there and got fans really worried. I mean, if you think I'm being dramatic, because I mean, I have to ham it up a little bit to be entertaining for the show. If you think I'm being dramatic, you should see some of these fans online. I'm not even on Twitter. Twitter must have been even worse. But some of these fans were just cursing him out like they've never seen him recover from a game before. This is also a pattern I'm recognizing with the Blue Jays a lot lately, where we love giving up early runs and then we love giving up late runs. I predict that there's going to be a lot of scoreless innings for the middle portion of this game, and then we're going to check back in later on, maybe around 3 p.m. when the sports hour is long over, and it's going to be like a 5-4 game, and we're going to all say, what happened? Well, all the runs came in the 8th and the 7th inning. Because right now it looks like, I mean, if I had to predict this 3rd inning, I mean, George Springer's coming up. I love George Springer. But if I had to predict, it's going to be another scoreless inning. This is the bottom of the order for both teams, and It seems like both pitchers have really entered their grooves here. Um, really feels like we're going to see more of the same of what we saw in that second inning, which is just more smooth sailing baseball. Quick outs. Of course, I've been wrong all day. And it's something that that part of me likes being wrong because it's a chance for growing and it's a chance for learning and it's also funny. And if I'm wrong in this instance, that means that the Jays are hopefully scoring runs. As we cut back to the game, Davis Schneider up, and the first pitch in appears to be a called strike up in the zone. If that's true. Because it hasn't popped up. All right. Right now, MLB.com. Usually the updates I've been getting on my phone have been a lot faster. But right now, MLB.com is. There we go. So 2 balls, 1 strike to start off for Schneider. If he could get on base, then I'm more than happy. That's all I ask of him. I don't even need a hit. Walk is plenty good. Just raise that OBP, and we are happy. As many base runners as we possibly can get for George Springer, the better. And I want to see some runs before we close out the Sports Hour. As we have a pop-up to former Blue Jays, Spencer Horwitz in foul territory. We've heard that before. I could look at what batter it was, but I don't want to do that to myself, as it's now happened 2 times. David Schneider does not get on base for George Springer. Now, Jimenez is up and on the season is batting .222 and takes the first pitch for a ball on the outside. He has 19 walks, 45 strikeouts, and 230 at-bats. He has 51 hits, so really the hits are what's doing most of the carrying for his offense. 23 RBIs, 5 home runs. Again, all I want to see is him get on base, and there we go. More hits to Spencer Horwitz as he makes an early ground out. Easy. I don't get it. Why are we giving him so much run? Was the game plan hit the ball at former Blue Jay Spencer Horwitz, apparently? I don't know. Let's see it. Let's see it, George Springer. Please give me something to root for before we have to close up shop for the hour, as the first pitch in is a ball. And of course, George Springer, I didn't get to talk about him earlier, so we'll talk about him now. Batting .294 on the season with 62 RBIs, 21, potentially 22. I don't know if that's the updated stat. Home runs, so maybe that's 63 RBIs. I'm not sure if that's updated. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And he's been great. He's been a huge resurgence from him so far. Takes the second pitch and the third pitch of the at-bat for a ball, as the pitcher is terrified of George Springer, as he should be. 3-0's the count. I doubt we've seen very many fireworks. I guess we'll extend the sports hour until the Blue Jays end their at-bats here, as I don't want to miss out on anything really big, as there's a 4-pitch walk to George Springer, which sets up Addison Barger, which this guy, Addison Barger, we'll see what he can do. And I'd be terrified right now, honestly, if I was Oviedo. I mean, Addison Barger, not as hot as he used to be, not the every single day get an RBI type of player that he was once upon a time, but he's still dangerous at the plate. Takes the first pitch for a ball, which, if you look at where that is on the zone, maybe gifted a little bit. So far this season, Addison Barger has broken out for the Blue Jays. 18 home runs, 59 RBIs, and we'd love to see him, jack that number up, as, yeah, he's gifted a ball on that first pitch. We'll be honest with each other. He was. That second pitch, not so much. Good eyes from the kid, as he gets a quick lead in this count, and a good lead, 2-0 in the count, as he does swing at a slider low in the zone, cannot get to it. It is a 2-1 count. I still like where Barger's sitting, but again, I need to see him go off. I really want to see him go off. Again, it's just disappointment if he doesn't. It's a guy who I really miss when he was hot because that was so much fun to watch. Um, Called strike on the curveball here. A little bit of a makeup call, it looks like, from the umpire. Maybe it catches a little bit of the paint on the outside, but regardless, 2-2. It's what the call probably. It's what the at bat deserved to be, anyways. So it's fine. We'll live with that. As Barger steps off the mound, Barger calls time, steps out of the batter's box, and swings at a slider. Foul ball, stays alive. Which is a good decision. That was in the zone. He's being attacked heavily right now outside as he swings on a slider, flies out to the left fielder. Of course, who else but Tommy Pham, as staying on first is oh my goodness, did George Springer challenge that and get thrown out? It looks like. I don't see anyone on base anymore. This is interesting. That's not good. We don't like to see that. Yeah, just absolutely unfortunate here. Dreadful out, and again, there was a 4-pitch walk there from George Springer, and it's no longer showing him on first base. I gotta wonder what's happening here. I'm just gonna refresh the page. Don't panic. Black screen is fine. Yeah, unfortunate. I want to see Bass and Barger, make the most of these opportunities, I guess, would be the word I'm looking for. As we're getting a little advertisement popping up, of course, for our very own Blue Jays, as it looks like there's going to be a pitching change. That would have to be the only reason that we're getting advertisements mid-inning. I'm going to pull up a little stream for the game. Of course, we can't watch the game together as, copyright laws and whatnot. But I could pull up the game here and try to figure out what's happening. Oh yeah, you'd be right. Barger would be the third out. What a disappointing way to end the inning. I really thought we had one out against. That would be the third out because of the pop out and the ground out. I forgot David Schneider popped out. What a disappointing way to end the inning. And really too bad for the Blue Jays that they couldn't get that to go. I really had hope. I had so much hope that I forgot that it was the third out. We'll hope that the rest of this game goes well for the Blue Jays. Make sure you keep your eye on it, and make sure you keep your eye on the Collings Stode Network, because I will be live again tomorrow, 12:15 for the Sports Hour. I do want to thank you for tuning in. A little extended cut this time, a little 4 minutes longer than we usually would. So I had a great time. Hopefully you did